Baxter. Didn't even recognize you. All I saw was somebody beating up on a little jock.
You sure pack a mean punch, Hoss.
What was you doing picking on that little fella?
Know what that little varmint's up to?
Ain't no telling. What's he done now?
He's stealing Ponderosa lumber. Not the felled trees, mind you. The cut lumber.
Oh, no, you don't. Come here. Get over here and confess it.
It was only taking me enough to build me a little bit of a corral.
I don't reckon you could really blame a man for trying to fix his place up, could you?
Wait till your pa hears what Jock's done. We'll see whether he gets the blame or not.
I was going to pay him back just as soon as I got me some money. Honest, Hoss.
I'll tell you what, Baxter. I'll take full responsibility for all this.
If that's the way you want it, Hoss. Me, I'm just a hired hand.
Baxter, you keep this under your hat, you hear?
Hoss, I sure can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
It's all right, Jock. Glad to see you sort of fixing the old place up.
Oh, yeah, I work at it all the time. Hoss, how was it you told me these post holes ought to be dug? Hoss, you sure dig pretty.
Hey, Jock, you that tired? Yes, sir, I'll tell you, Jock. Keep this up and you're gonna have a real nice place.
I'm doing it all on Sally's account.
Yeah, hiya, Sally.
Oh, the heat bothers her. You know how they are when they get this way.
Yeah, when's her time?
Close as I can reckon, about 3 weeks come Tuesday. Here she comes now. Ain't she the sweetest thing ever? I can't hardly wait to see that little colt of hers.
Yeah, from her looks, he ain't gonna be long coming, neither. You better get that corral fixed. Where's them posts?
In the barn. With them awful heavy boards, Hoss. Yes, sir. This time next year, I'll be racing Sally, training her little colt. Ought to make myself a regular fortune.
Yeah, it's a long time till next year, though, Jock. What are you gonna be doing in the meantime?
Oh, odd jobs here and there. You know me, Hoss. One thing I ain't afraid of is work. You know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, Jock. I know that all right.
Of course, I probably could borrow against my winnings. Or I could even sell a piece of Sally if I wanted to do a friend a favor.
Yeah, hey, listen, Jock, you got any paint?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I got some left over from last year when I was going to touch up the house. Of course, I got so busy, I never did get around to it, though.
Yeah, well, listen, I think you ought to put a little paint over this fresh lumber before Paul gets a close look at it.
Yeah.
Hey, his horse's hat.
Hoss!
Morning, Mr. Cartwright.
Good morning.
I can't let him get close to this lumber. Come in, Paul.
So this is where you've been all day.
Mr. Hoss, I fix good dinner.
Or get cold. Look every place for you.
I was just here helping old Jock.
Yeah, so I see.
Poor little feller's got so much to do, I don't reckon he'll ever get it done.
Yeah.
Well, you're not forgetting I'm racing Raven against Gatling in town today, are you?
Oh, no, Joe, I ain't forgetting. I was just trying to be neighborly. You fellers go on in, and I'll try to get there. Best of luck to you, Joe. Go on. I'll try to get in if I can.
Jock.
Howdy, Miss Henry. You sure look spry today.
Nice of you to say so, Hoss. Jock's taking bets I come in ahead of Sally.
You betting?
No, I was just spoofing.
Jock, you were going to take 6 head of cattle into town and pay the taxes.
I clean forgot.
Jock, you better do that.
You bet I better. I won't be going long. Bye.
Oh, Jock, if they fetch a good price, will you buy me something?
Why, sure, honey. Anything you want.
Just the goods to make me a new sunbonnet. Sun's beginning to irk me, too.
You know what I'll do? I'll buy you one already made up.
Oh, Jock, that's real sweet of you.
Maybe she'll give me 3 sons someday, like you and Adam and little Joe. Well, guess I better rustle my livestock. Maybe I can get to town and watch little Joe win that race.
Long horse in lead.
Come on, Raven! Come on, Raven!
Ben, you ought to know by now you can't beat Gatlin. What I need's a bigger hat.
Don't beat him yet, Ellery.
Not with Raven, you won't.
You know, you may need a bigger hat, but not for our money.
You'll find your cattle down at the livery stable, mister.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
I ain't ever betting against that Gatlin again until my Sally's back in condition.
Your wife?
My mare. Mister, you mind letting me have $2? You won 120.
Now, what do you want with $2?
To buy her a sunbonnet?
Your mare?
My wife.
It's lovely, Jock. Thank you.
As soon as Sally's back in condition and can race again, I'll buy you nothing but silk.
Oh, I know you will, Jock, honey. I know you will.
Sure was a pretty bonnet you bought your wife, Jock.
Uh-huh.
What's the matter with you, anyhow? The price of them cattle wasn't no good, or what?
Shh. I lost them. Betting on Raven.
You lost them? Jock, that was your tax money.
What am I gonna do with Sally in her condition and Ellen in hers?
Dad burn it, Jock. You're gonna get a job. You're gonna go to work. That's what you're gonna do.
Ain't nobody who'd hire me.
Well, we'll just see about that.
You think maybe your pa'd give me a job?
Well, Jock, there's a lot of good places in Virginia City to get a job, and I'll go in and help you.
Hoss, I just can't lose my place to the tax collector. That's all I got to give my colt and my kid. Oh, now look at me standing. I ought to be ashamed of myself interfering with your work. You go right ahead.
Jock, you're going to go in there and put on your best bib and tucker, and I'm going to go home and clean up, and we're going into town. You hear that? Come on.
Tell him it isn't me. Tell him he made a mistake.
Jock, you can't keep on hiding forever.
That's Dave Hart, the tax assessor. He's after my tax money.
Jock, I've been looking all over for you.
I've been trying to find a job, honest, Mr. Hart.
It's true, Dave. He has. Sure enough.
Well, that's what's so funny. He's looking for a job. I'm trying to give him one.
I don't see what's so Give me one. What kind of a job?
Well, I've got more than I can handle with the mines and the business establishments in town. I need someone to assess the settlers' homes and ranches and make the collections.
Well, what's it pay?
$60 a month for assessing. First 2 months go to pay his back taxes. But he gets 2% of his collections to pocket for himself.
Dave, you got him assistant.
No, wait, I don't know. Sally, the way she is, and Ellen, I ain't sure I want to be away from them. I guess they do need a provider. If you really need me, Mr. Hart, I'll take the job.
Well, I expect you to work at this now, Jock.
Oh, Dave, you'll be the best dead burn tax collector you ever had.
Well, you come with me and I'll give you a collector's book and a list of people to drop in on.
No, she gonna tell us or not. Who cut your lip for you?
I done told you I run into a broom.
I just wondered who threw it. Oh, and that little scratch you got there in your cheek, huh?
Cut myself shaving. That's the truth.
Look, Hoss, if you did have a fight...
Oh, it wasn't no fight. But if you ask me, there's one member of this family looking for a fight right now.
I'm sorry. I'm just worrying about you, that's all.
You must know I was out job hunting for Jock Henry.
Mr. Henley outside.
Jock? What's he doing here?
Well, ask him to come in and have something to eat. We didn't find a job for him, did you?
I sure did, and a good one, too.
Good morning, Mr. Henley. Come in. I fix you nice breakfast. Come in.
Thank you, Hopsing. Sounds real nice.
Well, morning, Jock.
Morning, all.
Hi, Jack.
Jock, when you gonna start work?
Start? I've been at it since the crack of dawn. Now, hush up. I'm adding.
Oh.
he's adding? What's he adding?
I don't know.
Where's he working? What kind of a job did he get?
He's Dave Hart's assistant.
Tax assessor?
Tax collector, too. Mr. Cartwright, appears you owe the Virginia City Treasury $1,647.95.
$1,600?
And $47.95.
Now, just 1 minute there, Mr. Tax Assessor, Mr. Henry. Since when do you know anything about tax assessment? Last year, I paid only $375.
The things that Dave Hart must have overlooked. Thanks to Hoss here, I get 2% of all I collect, so I don't overlook nothing. You care to pay up now?
Pay now? I wouldn't pay now.
Paul!
Mr. Cartwright, I know how you feel about me being lazy and shiftless and all, but thanks to Hoss here, I've changed. And that's why I come here first, out of gratitude, Mr. Cartwright, to show you just what I think of you.
Gratitude.
Thank you, Hopsy.
I would like to have a few words with you.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, let's have at this problem one at a time. You, Ellery, speak up.
Why, it's that no-good Jock Henry. He had the nerve to assess my livestock at $15,000. That's the most outrageous thing I ever heard in my life.
I'm backing my assistant, Jock Henry, all the way.
Well, if you feel that way about it, I'll take up my complaints with your assistant personal.
Brooders, huh, Mrs. Hart?
Best in Virginia City, Jock, if I do say so.
They are. And, about how many eggs would you say they're setting on?
97, exactly.
90. That's just the count I got. 97 little chicks.
Chicks? They're only eggs.
Mrs. Hart, they're little living animals. They're just as alive as the other 200 that are already running around here.
Well, whether you're right or wrong, Jock, forget it. Dave always does. You see, the chicks are mine for a special fund.
Please, I don't want to hear that, Mrs. Hart. I don't want to hear that my boss is cheating his taxpayers.
Why, you insignificant, miserable little wart. You dare say a single word about my Dave and I'll cut you to ribbons.
There he is. There's the little varmint. Get him, Nancy!
Bet I will!
There he is. Look at all those old biddies chasing after Jock. That's my wife.
What's all this fuss?
That husband of yours, do you know what he's done?
My Jock? Why, he is the most harmless, gentle man in...
He is, huh? Well, who gets the egg money in your house, you or him?
Well, we haven't any eggs, Mrs. Hart. We haven't any chickens. There's nothing running around our yard, and won't be until our baby's born.
Horse! Horse! Horse!
Ellery, what's this all about?
Why, that no-good Jock Henry, he's taxing us to death. That's what it's all about.
You done sick your women folk on him, huh?
Best favor I could do your sweet little wife is to put this noose right around your neck. Oh. Now, I'm sorry, ladies. I know my man is kind of new at his job. If he's offended you...
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, sure you do. You're hiding right behind your wife's skirts, you little worm.
Now, I'll thank you to leave my man alone.
Do you know he's taxing us for our unborn chicks?
They ain't unborn. They're just unhatched. They're as alive as you are.
Well, if they settle this one, at least we'll know which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Ellen, how can you stand by a man like that? Look at you. Look at the clothes he dresses you in.
Has any of you ladies a prettier sunbonnet than the one Jock gave me? And next year he promised me a new one. Real silk, too.
Bought with our taxes, no doubt.
Come on, girls. Let's do Ellen a favor and lynch him.
Oh, no, you won't. I'll scratch your eyes out.
Oh, now, see what you all went and done? Easy, now, don't get all riled up inside. Think of the baby. Think of the baby. Now, you gotta have sweet thoughts at a time like this.
He's right. For once. We're sorry, Ellen. We'll have Doc Snow come out and see you.
I don't want Doc Snow. I don't want anyone. Just you leave us alone.
All right, girls. Come on. It's all right, Mrs. Henry. You win. I'll pay his ding-blasted egg tax.
Pa?
Well, we're richer than I thought.
And Jock didn't overtax us, huh?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Well, then he did.
Just about double. He taxed us for the unborn calves, the unhatched chickens.
Well, I got us into this. I'll get us out of it.
No, we'll work it out together.
Yeah, with Dave Hart backing Jock up all the way, I don't see what chance you have.
Well, if anybody can talk to Jock, I can.
I don't think so. Not when he's got the bit in his teeth. The trouble with Jock is he's one of the sorry people.
Sorry people? What do you mean, Paul?
Well, he's shiftless, loves the life of idleness. You know, women like Ellen, they feel sorry for him. They want to help him. And they fall in love with him. And they marry them. Then they take on all the burdens.
You're sure right about Ellen being in love with him.
Main trouble with the sorry people, though, is that somebody throws a little prosperity their way, or a little authority. They're worse than ever. They become obnoxious.
What are we going to do?
Well, one thing you can't do, you can't meet the sorry people head on. If you do, you get in deeper than a steer in a bog hole.
Now, how do you handle him, Pop?
You gotta outwit him. Maybe connive a little bit. And I think that's the line we should be following. Let me think, boys.
Jock, honey, you forgot your lunch.
Me? Eat lunch out of a paper bag? Ain't you forgetting my position just a little? And look at this place. I'm gonna move us into a fancy boarding house in town.
And have our baby playing in the street? And what about Sally?
I'll put her up in the livery stable.
And have her baby growing up in a stall?
I only plan to hire her a full-time exercise boy.
But, Jock, it would cost so much money.
Money is no object. Ain't I a legally appointed full-time tax collector?
Jock, honey, could you walk to work? I'll need the buggy today.
Of course, my dear. Someday we're gonna have 2 buggies. I'll hire myself a hack in town.
Sally, something terrible's happened to Papa. We've just got to do something about it.
Oh, Mrs. Henry. This is a surprise. Oh, should you be riding around with, well, you know, new...
I just had to come, Mr. Cartwright. It's awful important. I got to talk to you.
Oh, are you feeling all right?
It's Jock. Something terrible's happened.
What? Well, isn't that an accident?
No, it's much worse than that. He's changed. He's become a different kind of man.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that.
He used to be so sweet and kind. He was always around the house when I needed him.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know where he is half the time. And not only that, Mr. Cartwright. A lot of people don't seem to like him anymore.
Mrs. Henry, let me get this straight now. Are you suggesting that you'd be just as happy if he didn't have this tax collecting job?
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, do you think there's any way you could talk him into giving it up?
Well, I sure like to help you along those lines. Look, why don't you come in the house and we'll have a cup of tea and then we can talk about it.
I sure would love a cup of tea, but I don't think I ought to move around too much.
Oh, by all means, by all means. Well, I'll get Hop Sing to get the tea ready and I'll bring it out in a jiffy. Joe.
Yeah, Pa?
Where's Hoss?
Oh, he's outside. I'll get him.
No. He might balk at this idea. You know the way he is, wrapped up in helping Jock and all.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Now, Hoss has a lesson to learn, too. He's let his heart run away with his head.
Now, what's your plan?
Now, do you remember that sorry little filly that took us in those match races over at Carson City?
Do I? She ran as fast as a streak of lightning.
And not much larger than Oni and skinny. It's where she couldn't carry a man, much less run like the wind under him.
Pa, that's right. And Jock can't resist a horse race. Why, that horse would make Gatling look like he was standing still.
Little Joe, you're pretty good at conniving yourself.
Oh, thank you, Pa.
Son, I want you to buy that filly.
Not at the price that Farmer asked.
What's the difference? Money's going to be taxed away anyway. Go get her.
Yes, sir.
Paul, I've known you to do a lot of conniving in your life. But I never knew it to take you this long to connive up something real good.
Conniving? Well, that's a fine thing to say to your father. Call him a conniver.
Joe, where'd you go last night?
Where did I go last night?
Dad, Bernard, don't answer me with a question. Answer me with an answer. There's something mighty haywire around here.
Anybody home?
Why, look who's here. Hoss, it's, Mrs. Henry. Why don't you go out and see what she wants, son?
Why me, Paul?
Well, Hoss, she's your friend.
And besides, I haven't finished my breakfast yet.
All right.
Pa, you know, you were almost too anxious.
Hey, do you think so? Well, anyway, she's more reliable than her husband. She's on time.
I'm sorry, Hoss. I don't mean to bother you, but, well, Sally's having terrible pains, and Jock's gone out on his tax collecting, and I'm all alone, and I just got to have help.
Well, hello, Sally. Sure, I'll help you, ma'am. You just scoot over.
Thank you, Hoss.
Hey, Pa, you know, the more I know you, the more I realize what a conniver you are.
Well, never mind what kind of conniver I am. Let's get to town. Ellery's going to be waiting.
I get the filly out of the barn.
Little soul, don't let Sally Philly catch cold. You keep covered with blanket. Got plenty money lie on him today.
Don't lully.
I better get the horses.
I give my money.
Come on, friend. You've been standing there for 15 minutes. Make up your mind.
Well, Ellery, I think I'm about ready to make that bet now.
How much?
Well, I'd say, I'll bet you $1,000.
Let's make it 2,000.
No, 1,000 is good enough for me.
All right, then. It's 1,000.
It's a bet. Little Joe, let's talk about the strategy of this thing now.
Excuse me.
Let's see that,
Fine animal, isn't he?
Beautiful. Ben. She's what I call a sorry filly. Not fast enough to race. Too small for a full day's work and not strong enough to pull with the team.
what are you talking about? I paid a lot of money for that horse. See, the fact is, Jock, I bought her to race against Gatling.
Well, that's the trouble with these sorry fillies. Someone's always taking them to heart. Sweating over them, loving them, and going broke on them.
Now, Jock, I paid $500 for that horse, and I intend to pay taxes on the full amount.
Well, I wouldn't assess her at 50.
When I'm betting 1,000 against Gatling, $50. You supposed to be a horse expert?
Any more money you want to bet against Gatling, Miss Cartwright?
Now, we're not talking about money. This is a grudge race. Up, Sing. That goes for you, too.
I sure hate to see Horse's paw make a fool of himself. But believe me, Mr. Cartwright, that filly of yours ain't worth its weight in hay.
And you're supposed to be an assessor?
You bet I am.
Bet what? You haven't got a penny to bet.
I get a good salary.
Well, $60 a month. Chicken feed.
12 months is $720. You call that chicken feed?
No, I call that a bet.
Oh.
You're not backing down, are you?
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cartwright. You're Horse's paw. I can't do this to you.
Well, I don't mind doing it to Horse's best friend, do I?
Mr. Cartwright, man gets too uppity. He needs taken down a peg.
My sentiments exactly.
For your own good, I'll take that bet.
Good. Now, let's get down to the starting line.
Ah, Miss Henry. Sally ain't likely to have that colt today.
Are you sure, Hoss? When I left, she was standing in the corner upon a big hole in the ground.
She was? Burn it, I sure would hate for anything to happen to Sally without Jock being here. I think I better ride in town and get him.
Hoss, now please wait. You know you'll never find Jock.
Ma'am, everything's going to be all right. Don't you worry.
Hoss, now he just keeps going from one house to the next and from one barn to the next.
Ma'am, everything's going to be all right. Don't you worry about it. me some hot water and hurry. Hurry, run.
Look, Joe, if we're going to get ourselves a new tax collector, you'd better win this race.
Yeah, I'll just let him run himself out the first 2 laps and take him on the third.
You'd better take him on the third.
Oh, you're out $1,720.
No, we're out $1,720. You have half the bet.
You gotta win this one, Skinny.
It's gonna be all right. Before you know it, you're gonna be a brand new mother, the cutest little old coat you ever seen. With a brown face and big brown eyes and a bushy tail just like yours. Gonna look just like you. Dad, Barney, where's that water? Everything's gonna be all right, Sally. I'm gonna have to go to the house a minute and see if I can get some water. I'll be right back now. You stay right here, you hear? Be still. Lay right still. I'll be right back. You just be nice and calm like me, you hear? Yeah. I thought you was gonna bring that water. I'm having a heck of a race with that horse. Ma'am. Miss Henry.
Help me, will you, Hoss?
Yes, ma'am.
I put the water on, Hoss, but I think you're going to be needing it for me.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid you can't stop it with words, Hoss.
Yes, ma'am. I'll run into town and get Doc Snow.
Oh, no, there isn't time.
Ma'am, don't you worry about nothing. Everything's going to be all right, you hear? You're going to have a nice, big, old, healthy young'un, big blue eyes and a long, bushy tail. Ma'am, I hear Sally calling. I got to run. You stay right where you are and stay calm, just like me, you hear? Everything's going to be all right.
Please, Hoss, hurry.
Yes, ma'am. Sure got a race on my hands now. Dad Burn Starks are ganging up on me. Here I am back, Sally, just like I told you.
All right, boys, I'll take your bets right up to the last time around. Remember, you got 3 times to go around. That's 10 to 1. 10 to 1. I'll take your bets at 3 to 1. All right, boys, don't rush it.
We keep money in family. I give same odd bookmaker, 10 to 1. You bet Gatling, huh? You bet Gatling, 10 to 1. We keep money in family. Very good.
Sally, what you crying about? Didn't I tell you I was going to be back?
Well, they ought to be coming around the corner any minute now. At least Gatlin will be coming around the corner.
Come on, Gatlin.
Gatling in front. It's not so good for this bookmaker.
All right, folks. All right, folks, you saw it for yourself. Gatling 2 lengths ahead. Odds are now 20 to 1. Who'll take it?
20 to 1. I can say odd. 20 to 1. You take Gatling. You take Gatling. We keep money in family.
All right, now you wait your turn now, boy. All right, here, give me back that sheet. I'll give it back.
I hate to take your money.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
You want to add another half your salary to that bet, Mr. Cartwright?
Jock, why don't we make it another full year? That'll make it 2 years.
It's a bet.
Everything's going to be all right, Sally. You think you got problems. Miss Henry's got problems just as bad. She's real brave about it. I got to go back in the house, Sally. I'll be right back. You lay right here, you hear? Look out for that hot water. Be still. I'll be right back. I got to go in the house just a minute.
You better come in here quick! Hoss! Hoss!
Here they come. Go!
Make it another 1,000, everybody.
No, go, Gatlin.
All right, Joe.
Really 1-1, boys.
like you same odd. 20. Smile, you know, bet. We keep money in family all the same. 21 to 1. Gatling.
What you crying about, Dem? I told you I was going to be right back, didn't I? Everything's going to be all right. Sally's calling, ma'am. I got to go back out the barn now. Don't you let nothing happen till I get back, you hear?
Hoss, I'm afraid I don't have much to say about it.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll be right back. You stay right here. Don't you go nowhere, you hear? I'll be right back. Sally, what you holding out on me for? If you're going to do something, do it. If you don't, Miss Henry's going to beat you to it. She's going to be calling me in a minute. Now, come on here.
Come on, Joe!
What in the world happened? That's the worst race Gatlin ever run.
$1,000, Ellery.
What did you say that mare's name is?
Well, her name is Clementine, but I think from the look on your face, we ought to call her Old Sorry from now on.
It ain't funny.
Don't feel so sad. We keep all money in family.
Hey, Joe, it was a wonderful race. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yo, Pa, you said half the bet.
All right, man, don't rush me.
Hey, thanks.
Sally, don't you do nothing till I get back, you hear? Don't you do nothing. You just lay there. I'll be right back. Stay calm. Where in tarnation have you been? Don't tell me, I know. You've been out collecting taxes while I'm here delivering your twins. Fine husband you are. Fine father you're gonna make.
Father? You mean you... Hoss, did you bring my twins into the world?
Go in there in the house and see for yourself. Keep it quiet. He may be asleep. In the barn, Jock.
Oh, the barn? You can't put my other baby in the barn?
Sal.
Sally, Sally. I never knew it'd be like this. Oh, you got a fine little colt. He's gonna be our pride and joy. And you ought to see the boy. He's so handsome, I'm gonna call him Hoss. Hoss Cartwright Henry.
Oh, Jock, don't carry on, son.
I think I'm gonna cry.
I think you are, too.
That's right, Mr. Cartwright. We got us a problem, haven't we?
Yes, we have, Jock.
I still owe you a year's salary.
No, 2 years' salary.
2 years' salary?
Yeah, he lost it on a horse race.
Oh, it was a fair bet, Hoss. You see, I bet him against his 2 years' salary, supposing he was going to be working. Now, if he wasn't going to be working,
Mr. Cartwright, are you suggesting that I quit my job?
No, I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm just saying that I didn't actually bet you money. I bet against 2 years' salary. And if you're not working...
Oh, I sure wish I could go along with that, Mr. Cartwright, but Dave Hart, he really needs me down at the tax collecting office.
Jock, I know Dave needs you, but Ellen needs you much more now. I've been talking to her. She's so unhappy with you away on that tax collecting job all the time, and now with Sally and the colt and Ellen and the baby, she needs you all the more.
You really think so?
Oh, I know so.
I think you're right. And you know something else? When I first took that job, Dave told me it was only temporary.
Temporary?
All the conniving and the job was only temporary.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright.
You're welcome, Jock. Joe, take your hat off. That's for the baby.
It's for Ellen.
Family contribute for a little coat.
Good.
You contribute, Mr. Hoss?
I think I done contributed enough to this outfit.
I think he has, too.
I take to Missy Ellen. Clean up house, make big pot mulligan stew.
Good.
Good boy, Hopsy.